This episode of the BlockPass is brought to you by Black Diamond MX, premier sponsor of HardlineMX, specializing in premium graphics for motocross, snowcross, and much more. Check them out on blackdiamondmx.com. Look good, ride good. Anderson Motorsport, professional service and tuning of Audi automobiles since 1992. Located on Quattro Drive in Chanhassen, Minnesota, it's your best destination for keeping your Audi in top form. The guys at Talking Moto Podcast, Scott King, Jason Place, and Jeff Klein bring you a weekly moto-related podcast, live every Monday evening starting at 7 p.m. Check out TalkingMoto.com for more details. Moto Option Clothing, motocross and casual apparel handmade in the U.S. With customers worldwide, Moto Option is the only option for those that are truly moto. Check them out on MotoOption.com. Hello, this is Matt Wallinson, and you are watching the BlockPass, our random and sometimes volatile attempt at a motocross podcast. I'm Matt Wallinson, checking in from Studio 57 here in Chanhassen, Minnesota.
Hey, my name is Casey Hultgren. I'm up here in Mountain Iron, Minnesota, and let's get talking to the BlockPass.
Sounds good, Casey. It's good to see you. Hopefully you had a good weekend. I made the trip, decided at the last minute to take the trip down to Iowa. Went down to Oak Ridge MX. I'm sure if you're watching HardlineMX and checking out the site, you guys have seen some coverage on that. Spent probably 4 hours down there after a 4-hour drive down there. So kind of checking out the track, got to catch up with some riders I haven't seen since last year. Ben Adamson's back riding again, number 50. He was on Super Mini last year. Now he's on a 125, yep. So a big bike. A lot of people moving up. He was, like a lot of the A riders, he was one of the few riders hitting that long triple, that ridiculous triple. I don't even know the length of that thing. I've got to say 75, 80 feet at least, with an step up elevation change.
Uphill.
The videos don't even do it justice. So,
no.
Yeah, I kind of did a little mini review on the site. The track, the facility's awesome. It's a really nice layout. It's nestled in some really beautiful country. You never would expect, like, if you drive from here in Texas through Iowa, it looks pretty much flat. Mm-hmm. This part of Iowa is nowhere near that. It's kind of like a cross between the Ozark mountain, foothill areas and kind of like the Millville area. So it's pretty neat. A lot of woods, kind of off to the side of the track, and then pretty open air and everything. So, if you haven't, look on the site. We don't want to talk you guys' ear off. Take a look at the track review. Take a look at the raw clips I put up. I was going to do edited video, but I think I would end up reusing a little bit too much footage. I don't really know. Like, maybe give us some feedback if you want to see edited videos as well as raw footage. I don't know. So. Yeah, we got the videos and the photos up there. So, what did you end up doing last weekend, Casey?
I rode up here with a few buddies of mine. Got a little crew together up here. It's kind of about actually we got the group that we have is growing bigger and bigger up here now, which is good.
Is that like Tommy Kuhn in those guys, or? Okay.
Yep.
I don't even know that guy. Like I know him. I've talked to him, but I don't know him that well. You'd have to like introduce me. He'd have to introduce himself to me for me to remember, but I was like, I know enough about him looking at your videos and stuff, because you're pretty good about tagging people. Yeah,
well, if you see, like, on Instagram, if I post a goon video, it's more than likely him. So, reminds me, I got a video put together of him goon riding when we were out there, but, I just went to a local sand pit we have up here, because, it was actually nice. It was on Easter Day we went, and it was like 60 degrees up here for once, and it was nice, wet sand. So had fun. There was about 10 of us out there riding. So it was a good week.
So is it like a track? Like, what do you mean by a pit? Is it like an iron ore range that you're in? I mean, for us down here, it's probably a little bit different.
We do have iron ore, but it's just a sand pit, really a gravel pit, or it's like trying to think of what to call it, really. I don't know. It must have been an old construction site of something, because now it's just sand, and we just made a track out of it.
Okay.
Berms.
So you
made. But
it's more advanced than what some people call ditch riding, because you kind of make your track and it's a big open space. So.
Yeah. Well, all it is berms and a whooped out track. Like, there's whoops in the berms.
Oh wow!
Like, it's crazy.
It sounds like
I should have. I should have put a GoPro up just to see how it's pretty crazy.
Is there like a layout? Can you do what you call like laps? Or you guys just crisscrossing all the time
Yeah.
and almost hitting each other? So to me, like riding in a pit is just random. Like I want to go over there and jump off that, you know.
No, we actually got a lap in there. I'd say it's probably about 45 seconds, maybe to a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, we there's only one big jump on it, and we have a carpet going up.
What?
A carpet.
Oh.
We got a carpet going up just so we can get enough traction to actually get some air. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
it's a fun.
You're
track.
gonna have to get us some video of this because I'm trying to imagine a carpet that's used for traction on a track. So, well, I guess moving to a little bit more pro style thing. We've kind of taken a break from Supercross here. So this is kind of neat. We're going out east. It sounds like now.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird because this past Saturday I was bored. I had nothing to do. I had nothing to watch. It was kind of weird, but yeah, New York, it's kind of a big stage. It's almost like
technically
Broadway.
New Jersey. This is actually in East.
Well, yeah.
That some of the the New Yorkers and the Jersey folk are getting kind of fed up on Twitter and Instagram.
Riled up about that.
Yeah, they're getting worked up.
But it's actually New Jersey.
You know what? The states are so small over there. It all blends together for me. Like 1 minute you're in Vermont, the next minute you're in New Hampshire, and then you head south. A drive. I think from where I live and where you live would go across like 8 states over there, and we're just staying within Minnesota. So.
Well, we could probably go through Delaware like 5 times, just the length from me to you.
Right. So, have you taken a look at the track map there? That looks pretty interesting. What do you think about that start straight? I mean, it's
long.
It's got to be the longest of the season, if not a close second.
Yeah. Well, whoever wants to hold the throttle the longest, I guess, is going to get the whole shot, and that's my guess of the start. But yeah, it's actually nice. Get to open up those bikes a little more. The little S thing they got going on after you do a full lap. I've noticed like on the tracks this year, they kind of get confusing,
right?
Because they kind of crisscross. It's kind of weird how they have them laid out, but then once they get going, if I was a first time racer this year and went to some of those tracks, I probably would have gotten confused of where to go.
There were a few people that did that at I can't remember the East Coast race that I went to that it was the most confusing. Detroit. I guess Detroit was in its own way, yeah, because that went up into the stands. You did go cross over the start line again, and people did kind of like get a little bit crossed up there. And there was this weird. Yeah. No, that wasn't the track that had that. I can't remember what track. Yeah, it was.
I'm trying to think.
Detroit had that mechanics area that was partly elevated, where the riders would like bank off of like this weird curb thing they had. Yeah, that was a confusing track, and then people were talking about the dirt there and. The layout, and a lot of it was more of the rookie and the Supercross riding. So,
yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think we're gonna see at this race as far as like who do you think is gonna do well? Because the start's gonna be a key thing, and there's a piece of news you're gonna introduce later on where the whole shot king for at least lights class is gonna be a questionable if he's even gonna be there. So.
Well, my thing is, what's the dirt going to be like? Because I really don't know what the dirt's like up there in the Northeast. If it's going to be like how it was in Indianapolis, or it's going to be like Detroit, all rocky and stuff. So, which is a good point, because I don't know if I'm sure it's going to be ruddy, but it's like how ruddy is it going to be? Because like some people like thrive in the ruts,
right?
And stuff. So
and I mean, like the breaking news section on RacerX, they have the facts about the race. There was nothing about the dirt. They had all these random facts about who won the Super Bowl that year. Yeah, it always coincided with these type of riders winning. It's like, okay, that's good, but what about like the track?
Yeah, or something. But I know they've been hauling dirt in since last week or something like that, I think.
Yeah, I follow a guy on... I follow quite a few people with Feld. Colby Wilson, 229, is the main guy. He does that aerial MX. Really cool guy to talk to on the track. He's down on the track during Supercross helping with fixing tough blocks and any electrical issues, obviously. He's the electrician for Supercross. Yeah. So, really nice guy, though. But, yeah, he's put up a couple pictures. It might have been from Dave Prater, who is the director of Supercross, but...
That's who I've seen a few pictures from.
And it's interesting because they took a picture from way up in the stands. I think Parmeter retweeted it too. the track looks so small compared to how much seating space there is in that huge stadium. So I'm curious. Like, this is, I would love to be there shooting this race. Jenny Lettowitz is heading out there. I don't know if she has a track pass or not. She hasn't figured it out yet. Hopefully she does. It'd be nice to get some shots on Hardline from her if she can do that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. That long straight I was talking about looks so tiny from the upper deck, the far back in the stands. So kind of gives you an idea of how much bigger stadiums can be when they have an open top, I guess. So.
Well, I just think that S-turn that they got going on the, I don't know what side it is. I'm trying to look right now, but it's just, we're right there at the end of the thing. I don't know what's going on there. Really.
They have sand again, too, it looks like. There's a dedicated sand section for the first time on a track map. There was a little weird sand section at the earlier race I was at this year. I think it was Indy, but it was like kitty litter. It was really weird, so.
Yeah. Well, who knows if they're going to put this sand there, because I think the last few they've had sand on the track map, but they haven't even put sand on it.
Yeah, and sand was a pretty big staple last year. It was at pretty much every track, and it was...
This year it's like walls.
Yeah, this is the year of walls. I like the sand better. The sand was fun for photography. You get some crazy roost and people ducking and tipping over trying to duck in practice, so... Yeah, I don't know. I did have a chance to catch up with Zack Williams via text. I was going to try to call him, but I don't know what he's doing. He's probably meditating. The guy is super serious about training and not picking on you, Zack. Great. It's great to have that. But yeah, he is going to be racing at Rutherford. After spending the week training in Georgia, it sounds like he had a great time down there. Weather's been gorgeous down there. It's been kind of jealous of the stuff he's been putting on Snapchat and Instagram. He did say that Wentland is not racing, though. I don't know what to take about that.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't get in touch with Wentland. He's hard to get a hold of on text. I probably text him when he's either training, like cycle training or something like that, where you're not going to have a phone on you. So he'll reply at weird random times, and nothing against that at all. So.
Hey, that sounds like someone.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I should probably... Well, hey, it's better now that we're on iOS, because I actually turned my phone off of regular data and have it on airplane mode with Wi-Fi. So now that you can get through that wall. So the other person we chatted with was Nick Jackson, but I kind of want to go into what we found out recently. What did RacerX just post up that has us all wondering right now?
Martin Davalos is injured, supposedly. Word down the street, it's ankle injuries. Not for sure. I don't know if there's been any new news on the extent of it, but word on the street is he could possibly be out this weekend.
That's gonna kind of wreak havoc on points, because I think right now he is he's 8 points ahead of Justin Bogle. Yeah, that's not that far. I think if Bogle finishes in the top 5, he can snatch that spot right away. It's 25 for first place. Yeah. So Davalos is in a very sticky situation. Adam Cianciarulo is going to be back. He's already flying out there. I saw on his Instagram. Sounds like from what he's been tweeting and posting that he's in really decent health. He's been riding already. It's going to be interesting because the points spread between Adam obviously and Justin is a lot farther. 141 versus 120. So Adam has a long way to go. Not a long way to go, but he has a significant amount of effort he's got to put in the last 2 rounds. It's still up in the air who's going to get this championship, especially if Davalos is out.
Yeah. Yeah, if Davalos is out, Bogle for sure is going to... I think he's going to take over because he's been a top 5 contender all year. So I think he'll probably win. That's my... There's my prediction for the 250. I think Bogle's going to win. But,
I don't know about 450. That's a question too.
Yeah, that's up in the air.
With the sand and the technicality of it, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a Villapoto show again. I don't like saying that. But I think the consistency of Dungey and if Stewart can keep it on 2 are going to be, he's been doing really good this year. Both of them have been doing really good. Yeah. I'd love if Ryan can get another win under his belt this year to kind of secure his position in the championship. But we'll just kind of have to wait and see. He's been been showing off some heel clickers and some slow-mo whips up on his Instagram. So he's been having a fun time off, Easter weekend off. So hopefully he carries that forward and plays a little bit here and has a lot of fun and brings Minnesota some good street credit. He already has, but you know, I always like seeing him do well. He's a nice guy from a great family. And I guess kind of going a little bit more locally back to a guy in our family here, chatted up with Nick Jackson for Black Diamond. We're going to be trying to do an episode with him. I think we're going to try to bring you in via Skype or Instagram. Not Instagram, that would not work. FaceTime, that's what we're using right now. We're going to try to do something either at his shop. He also has plans to do a private practice at his track, possibly this weekend. So he's been crazy busy working on things for people throughout our region, obviously. But crazy busy trying to catch up with graphics orders, trying to get everybody ready for the upcoming races here, the upcoming qualifiers. But he's like, yeah, I've got quite a few orders from New York, Texas, and Arizona. It's like, what? Yeah, that is good.
That's good, though.
Hopefully we're going to get him kind of up there with, you know, the 101 graphics and I almost said RacerX. They don't do graphics. Decal Works. There we go. And you know, honestly, I think his work, you know, his printers are right up there with those guys. So, you know, more power to him. He said he's got a couple of local cronies that help him out with cutting and doing some of like the setup work that's really time consuming with graphics. So, you know, that's one thing, guys. If you do have a graphics order, and besides the artwork, it's a lot of work to get the stuff printed out. It's not like a printer at home where you take your 8.5 by 11 and you cut it out like a piece of whatever. It's like a lot of it's layers. You can only do one color at a time on some printers. If it's watercolor, water-based, there's other setups. It's pretty serious. So definitely be patient with them. It takes a while to get everything put together. So.
Yeah, and last spring I went down there and hung out with him for a day just to see what it was like with all the graphics and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty time consuming, but he does a really good job with what he does for how many people he has working there and helping them. He does a really good job. So the patience to let him do what he needs to do is.
I think it pays off in dividends too, because if he's more comfortable doing the work, it's going to be a better job, and he's going to get those finishing touches that make the fitment. And that's the thing. Like, I've got graphics from other people in the past. We have another good local company. Nick's gonna hate me saying this, but 4MX does pretty good work too. But I've worked with other companies besides those guys, and fitting this stuff is a pain. Like, where did they come up with the templates for stuff? I mean, Nick pays attention to the detail on that. I've never had to trim anything, and KTM's, at least for me, or for a lot of people, are really hard to fit graphics. Like, you've got all those weird shapes and the little number boxes and stuff like that, or number plates. So
I can't imagine how the new Hondas are. Those are probably gonna be a pain, but
the new Yamahas with that new layout, everything's becoming like what used to be one big number plate on the side on older bikes is now like multi-sections. You got to piece together and line up, and the geometry changes. I mean, you can't just cut that out, like take one big number and cut a line through it where the gap is, because it won't line up right, because the way the contours are, it almost becomes 3D rendering when you do this stuff. So, well, anyway, what do you got going on this weekend up north? I'm going to try to stay south, hopefully avoid some of this rain, but I don't think I'm going to.
I'm going to Little Falls this weekend. It's supposed to be pretty decent, I think. I haven't checked the weather yet today. I should probably do that. But I know it's supposed to be cold, but I think it's supposed to be sunny, at least on practice day, and I think it's been back and forth between sunny and rainy. I don't know what's going to do. Who knows? Either way, I'll probably race anyway. That track
if I recall, I've only been up there once, but it looks like it can handle a fair amount of water before it would deteriorate. It's not soupy clay.
Yeah, it does. Well, Dale Cab, he does a good job and Spencer, they both do good jobs at prepping tracks and stuff. Even when it rains and stuff, they keep it maintained. They'll make sure you try to get the best track conditions possible. So, but
really nice guys too. I don't know. I don't know his other son very well, but got to hang out with Gavin and and Dale at a couple of the races, and really cool family. I definitely want to hit up some more of those races. I think we definitely got to team up at least for Cambridge. Cambridge is easy for me to get to, and I really enjoy shooting there, like filming and doing photography. For some reason, something about that layout and that track is just fun for me. So, and not to really speak ill of anybody else, but I just like how they run the show up there. It seems really smooth. So.
Oh yeah, it's smooth. It's always good. Good time.
I myself, I think I'm gonna Friday. I'm wearing my kind of one of my sponsors, Motokazi. Lee is starting off the Supercross season at Jordan this Friday. Pretty excited about that. They've got a race school earlier in the day. I might try to show up to do a little bit of filming for that. One of my friends, and I think you know him well, Cody Slark. We'll be doing some riding training there, so I might try to show up for that if I'm not too busy at the shop. But the Supercross is Friday. They also have another race at Kellogg, Saturday practice and Sunday race down there. It is also Spring Creek MX Park's Spring Fling, which is their Sunday practice, with their next opening race being the following weekend. So I don't know what I'm doing yet on Sunday, if it's going to be a day of practice, kind of goofing off, or if I'm going to go do the race at Kellogg. It's going to kind of depend on the weather and how things go Saturday. I might go to a private shoot on Saturday. I might be hired out to go do some stuff, so I don't know where that's going to take me yet. But hoping to get down there. So you had said on the site you might be doing something with a little goon riding video from your pit run. On the site we also had pretty neat video that Jake put up. I think he likes videoing his brother quite a bit though, because it's mostly his brother. Come on, Jake, you got to put other people in there.
Well,
his
brother's pretty fast.
He's an amazing rider. His brother's riding style reminds me a lot of Joe Perry, how he throws the bike around, and in fact, it'd be kind of fun to see him and Joe at a web contest. I told Jake that too, and he's like, "Who's Joe? I got to look him up." I'm like, well, you can look at him on my. You can't look him on the web contest video last year because he couldn't go. He works too much, but so
just look at some old scrub pictures.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Jake, check that out, and Jake's gonna be on one of the shows coming up too. We got to figure out how to try to do like a 3-way video via FaceTime. I think there's a way to do it within FaceTime. Otherwise, I know there is in Skype or iChat. So I'll have to do some IT work in the background and maybe try to get both of us to do that. And then we. Ryan, if you're watching this, pretty cool stuff on the Chug number 10, and I didn't see this, but what video did you just watch of him? He did another one of his commentaries.
Oh yeah, he did his mic'd up video. I thought it was pretty funny from his race at Gopher Dunes.
Absolute hero, the 100% iTracks. Look how good they look. Got to be a second off my lap time for sure right now, just wearing these gloves. Well, no water.
Yeah, it was.
Are we gonna have to put an adult warning on it with language or anything? He wasn't.
No.
I think I watched one where he was chewing somebody out for kind of a brutal block pass, but
yeah, that was. No, this. I think he was trying to breathe more than trying to talk. But
it's fun watching his stuff. Like I can never say anything bad about the guy because he lives the sport, more so than I do, and you know, I have my regular day job which isn't motocross. Well, this is his life, and it's definitely check out Guaranteed MX, especially if you like the sport, because there's a lot of cool stuff that comes out of Canada. There's some good riders. In fact, there was one of the champions for the C riders down in Georgia for 2 of the races was a Canadian. He was just dominating everybody down there. And granted, there's always this mixed feeling like, well, C rider, he should move up to B. Like, well, no, because people have to step their way up. I mean, he might not be fast enough to be, in the top 5 of the B riders to qualify for that. So, and the fact that he's from Canada and he's doing that, that's definitely commendable. So, for sure.
Yeah, Canada's got some good riders. It's, I don't know. Well, actually, I heard Michael Lessie might be going up there too.
That is a plan. That's what Ryan and I talked about on the podcast. Is that Lessie's gonna be up there. Wentland confirmed he's got signed up with Yamaha up there. Oh, jeez.
Yup.
Sorry, I just gotta.
Metcalf is going up.
So they're gonna. Yeah, he was saying he was
be.
picking on us, saying we're gonna go up there and steal these loonies and toonies. I don't know what that means, Ryan, but I know what he means. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to watch. I think I think more people are gonna watch Canadian motocross this year. I'm hoping we can get a presence up there, at least for Go for Dunes. Maybe I can drag Casey with me to go watch a race up there. Do you have your passport yet, Casey?
I did have one, but I haven't updated it in like 5 years.
So yeah, let's go get our I have to get a passport, and you have to get yours renewed, and I think we should try to make that a plan.
I definitely have to get mine updated.
How could you not have a passport when you're that close to Canada? I mean, you're closer to Canada than to Minneapolis.
Because I don't go to Canada as much as I used to.
All right, well, true. And now you didn't need a passport back in the day, now you do. So
yeah.
Well, man, is there anything else? I don't know if you guys noticed on the site, I did finally fix the code on our Twitter feed so it shows current tweets. I couldn't get that to work for the life of me. Kind of moved some things around. I want to try to do something differently with how Instagram is presented. Right now it's a third-party thing, so if you click on an image, it goes to another website. Like, I don't think people want to go to intouche.com. So I got to figure that out. At least it's bringing you pictures and it's not loading us up with ads. So that's all I can say, I guess. So, yeah. We'll definitely like to thank our sponsors for the HardlineMX BlockPass. And thank you again for your time, Casey, as usual.
Yeah, no problem.
And everybody else for watching. We'll hopefully we'll have one of these soon, filmed away from our various offices / studios. It's just been hard with the weather, and the schedule to do something like that. But hopefully this weekend we'll have the next episode filmed outside or something. So awesome. Well, thanks again, Casey.
Yeah,
and
no
we'll
problem.
chat with you next time.